Hello, Malika, and welcome to episode number 2 of Cooking with Miss Pipitone, using ingredients that you most likely already have in your kitchen. The reason why we're doing it that way is because we really want to try limiting going to the grocery store for, quick trips. Normally, you would be able to take a quick trip down the street to your local ShopRite, Acme, or Walmart to grab some ingredients. But we really want to focus on staying healthy and safe. So we're going to use what I have in my kitchen today, and you guys will actually notice I'm running out of some ingredients. So we're going to try and improvise, make it delicious ourselves, find some replacements, and see what we can do with that. Today is a fun one. If you like sweets, you are really going to like this one. All right, guys, so before I dive into cooking, I would just like to share with you guys the utensils that I have out and the ingredients that I have out prepared. I will actually be making 3 recipes today. So we have eggs and butter. I do have a butter knife out. Remember that even though it's a butter knife, the end is still sharp, so you're going to want to be careful. Cocoa powder, baking powder, chocolate chips, oil, flour, dark brown sugar, white sugar, vanilla. I'm actually running pretty low on this, guys, so we'll have to see what we can do here. Peanut butter. Those of you who are allergic to peanut butter, please make sure that you do not try the peanut butter recipe that I'll be making. You can try the other 2 recipes though, because the other 2 recipes do not involve peanut butter. I also have half and half, some measuring cups and some bowls. I have tons of spoons here. I also have measuring spoons as well. And my 3 favorite mugs. I picked these mugs because they're oversized. They're bigger than a normal coffee mug. I actually use these 2 for like my soup and chili during the winter. And then this one I just love. It's got an owl on it. So this is how I've prepped my station. All right, guys, so I'm sure you can tell by my ingredients, we are going to be making some sweet treats today. I'm really excited because we don't have to fire up the oven and get that all hot and heat up the whole house on a beautiful day that's probably already gonna warm up the house. We don't have to use the stove, but we're going to use the microwave. That's right, we're going to be baking in the microwave in my favorite coffee mugs. We'll do 3 different recipes today, which is why I have 3 different coffee mugs. Remember to stay safe and stay clean. Wash your hands first. That's what I'm gonna go do now. All right, guys, I am back. So we are going to start with a chocolate chip cookie recipe in a mug. What is really awesome about these mug recipes is that all the ingredients just go in your mug, you mix it up, and you put it in the microwave. So really just focus on the amounts of everything that I'm putting in. So for the cookie, I am going to start with 1 tablespoon of butter. What's really awesome about butter is they come in these wrappers that are already labeled out for you. So the first line is 1 tablespoon. I'm just gonna cut right there. And then I'm going to unwrap my 1 tablespoon of butter. Throw it in the mug just like that. I'm gonna throw out my trash. Next is I just need 1 tablespoon of sugar, just regular old sugar. So I'm gonna take my 1 tablespoon and I'm gonna scoop out 1 tablespoon of sugar, shake it a little bit and throw it in. Easy peasy. Next, I'm gonna take 1 tablespoon of dark brown sugar. You can use light brown sugar, but I love the extra sweetness. Also, if you don't have dark brown sugar at home, this simple trick will replace it. Just take a little bit of your white sugar and mix it with a little pancake syrup, and that'll give you a nice at-home dark brown sugar. So I'm just gonna take 1 whole tablespoon of it. I kind of just like swipe it along the side of my canister. I'm gonna make sure it's really packed in there and dump. Easy. All right, so I'm gonna put the dark brown sugar back. Now what I'm going to grab is 3 drops of vanilla. Now guys, I don't have a whole lot of vanilla, and I do have another recipe that does call for vanilla. So I'm just gonna kind of use half of what I have left just to give it a little bit of that vanilla taste, even though we can't do it all. I mean, maybe I could whip out the vanilla ice cream and put that in there, I don't know. So just a couple little squirts, and then whatever I have left, I'll use for the other recipe. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips. And you know what, guys? I love chocolate chips. I'm not even gonna measure it out. I'm just gonna put enough to what I think looks delicious. So, yeah. How's that look? Enough? Let's dump it in. All right. Oh, I love the smell of chocolate. All right, now what we're going to do is about a 1/4 cup of flour. You don't need a whole lot, and we're just gonna sprinkle it in. I'm gonna take my 1/4 cup measuring spoon, and I'm just gonna scoop my flour. And it says about, so I'm not gonna be too precise. Shake the excess off and sprinkle it in just like that. All right. Now, what we have to do is 1 egg yolk, just the yolk. We do not want the entire egg. So how are we gonna do that, Miss Pipitone? Great question, boys and girls. This is tricky, takes a lot of practice, so don't worry if you get shells in it. You can just keep practicing. Maybe you can take that egg and scramble it for some scrambled eggs. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my egg right here, and I have a bowl here. You can do it over the sink, you can do it over the trash can. I'm gonna do it over the bowl so you guys can see. You want to try and crack it right in the center, right? And you want to try and keep the halves together. Now the yolk is the yellow part, so we want to keep the yellow part. So we're going to keep it in, and we're going to let that drip off and kind of cut it with your egg, and then go back into the other half of the egg, and just keep going back and forth until all the egg whites are gone and you're just left with the yolk. Then I'm gonna dump that right in the bowl there, and I'm gonna throw out my eggshells and wash my hands really quick. All right, guys, I am back. That is all the ingredients for our chocolate chip cookie in a mug. So now we're just gonna wanna mix, mix, mix. Make sure you break up that brown sugar. Just mix, mix, mix. You want the butter to try and like mend with everything. Really press that butter. It's best if your butter is room temperature or already softened. But this is gonna be the longest part, is just mixing the chocolate. All right, guys, I am back. My cookie dough is all mixed up to perfection. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the microwave for about, we'll try 2 minutes and see how it goes. Do you see the steam? So it doesn't look quite done yet. It's still watery. Here, I'll turn it this way, it's just a little hot. So I'm gonna put it in for about 1 more minute. Parts of it look done, but other parts still look watery. Ooh, it's hot, gotta be careful. So I'm gonna throw it in, guys, for another minute. All right, guys, so 2 things. 1, I did not put the cookie in there for another full minute. I was afraid I was gonna burn it. So I just put it in for 30 more seconds, taking the total cookie cook time to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Second, last time I took the mug out of the microwave, I hurt my hands. It was really hot, I almost burned myself. We have to remember safety tips. When you're in the kitchen, there can be dangerous things, hot surfaces being one of them. So I'm gonna pull the cookie mug out with a dishcloth, okay? Here we go. Look at that. Oh, that's a cookie right there. All right, it's really hot, so I'm not gonna eat it right now. I'll do a taste test at the end with everything. I'm gonna put it off to the side, and we're gonna get started with our brownie. All right, grab another favorite mug. I'm gonna use my Blue Owl mug and we're gonna get started. So for the brownie, our recipe says 1 teaspoon of cocoa. Now cocoa can be really bitter, so you don't want to use too much of it. All right, can you guys see? There we go. So I'm gonna grab 1 teaspoon, not the 1/4 teaspoon, not the half, but the 1, okay? 1/4 teaspoon, dump that right in at the bottom. I'll wipe this off so that I don't get cocoa in anything else. All right, now we're gonna do 4 teaspoons of white sugar. So that's just, again, for these bad boys. White sugar. I'll turn this down just a little. There we go. Much better for you guys. Oh, I got the hiccups. All right, 1, 2, 3. That one wasn't really full. 4. I'm gonna do another half one for good luck, just because I kind of messed up one of my measurements. Oh well, we're not all perfect, right? 4 teaspoons of flour. So another one of the same measuring spoon. Pour out my flour. Oh, that's a lot. Shake it off. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There is that. All right, 2 teaspoons of water. We're still working with the teaspoon. Okay, so I'm gonna go get some water. All right, put water in there, 2 teaspoons worth. Now it says 2 teaspoons of oil. So when you guys are baking, you're gonna wanna use vegetable oil. However, I do not have vegetable oil, and because I don't want to make an unnecessary trip to the store, I'm gonna use my extra virgin olive oil. It does have a little bit of a different taste. It is a little bit noticeable, but it's also all that I have, so I'm gonna go with it. And we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of this. 1, and 2. I'm gonna wipe this off. All right, now remember, our last ingredient for this one is vanilla, and I was running low on it, so hopefully we have enough. It calls for 1/4 teaspoon, so this is a really small one. And let's see if we have enough. 1/4 teaspoon. We do. Look, I probably have enough for another brownie left over. All right, just gonna wipe that off. All right, so hopefully this is gonna turn out good. I'm gonna take another spoon, a clean spoon. I brought out a lot for this reason. And I'm just going to mix. All right. So there's not a whole lot of batter for this recipe. And that makes me a little sad because I could really go for a big old brownie. There's only a little bit of batter, if you guys can see that. It doesn't even cover the whole bottom of a mug. So how about we double the recipe? I don't know. What do you guys think? I kind of want to double it because I feel like if it doesn't even cover the bottom of my mug, then it might burn. So maybe we just add a little bit more of everything else. I'm gonna go for it, guys. All right, I'm gonna be very careful. So I'm just gonna do another whole round of all the ingredients. So I'm gonna grab my teaspoon again. We're gonna do 1 of cocoa. Wipe that off. We're going to do 4 of sugar.
when you scoop the sugar, you want to make sure it's full. It's kind of hard in the canister that I have, but 1, 2, 3, and 4. Another 4 of flour. I think I'm gonna do 3 of flour. Flour is really thick, so I think I'm gonna kind of just do the flour as needed. Let's start with 1 and see how it is. I don't really like a thick brownie batter. So now I'm gonna go get water and oil. Okay, now the oil, another 2 of the oil. You guys see? Good. 1, 2. I'm gonna go wash this. All right. And I'm sure we'll have just enough vanilla. If not, maybe the recipe can do without. It's already got a little bit in there for that taste, right? Just like with the cookie. Oh, just enough. I'm gonna have to recycle that. All right. Now remember, I did not do the full amount of flour. I only did 1 out of the 4 tablespoons. So, you know, we're probably gonna have to add more. And I can already tell it's super watery. So yes, we need 1, 2. So this makes 3 out of the 4 that the recipe calls for. I'm getting flour everywhere, guys. All right, let's mix, mix, mix. Ooh, looks good. Let's see what the consistency looks like. You know, I'll go this way for you guys. Yeah, we should definitely follow the recipe and do that last teaspoon of flour. So I just doubled this whole recipe because I guess I just love brownies. All right, mix, mix, mix. You want to make sure all of your flour is combined. You're gonna want to scrape down the sides, and you're going to want to make sure the entire bottom of your mug is covered. Oh yeah, this is so much better. All right, guys, I washed my hands, so it's okay that I do this, but I'm just gonna scrape the last bit in there. Remember, only do this if you wash your hands. Do not lick it. Now we're gonna go back to the sink and wash your hands. And I'm thinking I'm gonna do 30 seconds in the microwave and come back, guys. So on the brownie, I did a full minute in the microwave. I did not forget to protect my hand with my dishcloth, and it looks done. Take a look here. It's steamy, it's good. A way to tell that any cake or any brownie is fully cooked is the toothpick test. I don't have a toothpick, so I'm gonna use my grilling kebabs. And if you stick the toothpick in and pull it out and no batters on it, that means it's done. So let's take a look. Oh, and this is especially important to test if your recipe includes eggs. You do not want to eat raw eggs. All right, sticking it in, and you know what I mean, we're gonna twirl it around. And look, the tip is clean. I'll even do the other end too, just to double check. Yep, it's clean. This is gonna be so good with some ice cream on top. I'm gonna put it off to the side. We're gonna do our last recipe. All right, got my new mug, and our last recipe does include peanut butter. So if you are allergic to peanuts, do not try this recipe, okay guys? But this is a peanut butter cake, and I even happen to have some icing in my cabinet, so maybe I'll have to top it off with some icing, but it's totally optional. All right, I'm gonna turn my camera down and get started. Okay, here we go. We are gonna start with 1.5 tablespoons of oil. Again, if you have vegetable oil at home, that's what you're going to want to use, but unfortunately, I do not have vegetable oil. I just have extra virgin olive oil. You Italian cooks know what that is, EVOO. and it'll get the job done. You'll just notice a little bit of a taste difference. So I don't have a half a tablespoon, so I'm just gonna eyeball what a half of this is. How's that look about? Oh, let me scoop this up. Look about half. All right. And again, oil gets everywhere, so I like to rinse these off immediately. All right, kids, now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. I'm just going to use a spoon. Creamy peanut butter is ideal for this recipe. However, I only have chunky, so that's what we're going with. I'm going to do 2 spoonfuls of it, because that's about 2 tablespoons. And I'm just going to, my hands are clean. I just rinsed again. 1 and 2. Hopefully, crunchy peanut butter will work. It's all I had, so that's what we're going with. All right. Now let's do 2 tablespoons of sugar, just regular white sugar. Canister's already open. 1 and 2. All right. Now we have 1 egg yolk. All right, so guys, we already went over how to do this. You guys are gonna be able to master your skills. Now, take your egg, crack it right in the middle, separate your egg, trying to keep the shell intact as much as possible. Let those egg whites drip down. Go back and forth between your shells, let those egg whites drip down. And then you're just left with the yolk. Dump that in. Throw out your eggs, put this to the side, and wash your hands. You do not want salmonella. Don't forget the soap. And warm water too. All right, drying off my hands. We did the egg yolk, 2 tablespoons of flour. Can you see the flour? Here's 1. Here's 2. All right. 1 and, oh no, not 1 1/4, just a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Baking powder, here we go. All right, just 1/4 teaspoon, shake it, make sure it's level at the top. Sprinkle that in there. All right, and finally 2 tablespoons of milk. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I never drink milk. The only thing that I have that's close to milk is half and half. I put it in my coffee. So I'm just gonna use a half and half. I don't think it's going to make it taste bad. I think it's actually going to make it taste better because half and half is a little bit more fatty in comparison to milk. So if anything, it'll just make it a more rich dessert. So remember, I'm not driving to the grocery store if I don't have to. You want 2. And 1 more. All right. Rinse that. I'm gonna grab another spoon while I'm over here because I didn't have enough. That's all I wanted. Okay. All right, now this might be a little bit tricky to mix because peanut butter is extremely thick. I'm gonna put my milk back too. Because peanut butter is very thick, so we're just gonna do the best we can. And honestly, we might even have to use our hands. Oh, actually, it's mixing. Oh, it looks just like cake batter. Ooh. Put this up here and I'll mix for you guys. So you can definitely see how my peanut butter is mixing very well. I was surprised. Smells good. Definitely looks like the consistency of cake batter plus some chunky peanuts in there. So I mean, that's fine. Ooh. All right, I'm actually really excited about this. All right, shake off your spoon. Make sure your batter covers the entire bottom. And I'm gonna go ahead and give this a full 1.5 minutes and I'll check back in with you guys. All back with the peanut butter cake. I did 1 minute and 30 seconds and it looks great. I got a new grilling kebab. If you guys have toothpicks, they work way better, but remember, we want to stick it and make sure it comes out clean. So here we go. Perfect. That is so good. All right, we're all done. So if you have ice cream in your freezer, the ice cream will go great with the cookie and the brownie. And if you have icing in your cabinets, that'll go great on the cake. I'm not gonna add any more because I'm about to taste all 3 of these and I don't need all that extra sugar. I'll be jumping off the walls for my Zoom meeting later. So, cookie first. It's a little hard, hold on. Oh, it's a lot hard. There we go. It's like, it kind of reminds me of Chips Ahoy already, guys. And take a little bite. Tastes just like Chips Ahoy. That is delicious, and I just got a chocolate chip. All right, the brownie. Ooh, it's like really soft. It looks good. Really cakey. It tastes more like a cake than a brownie, but I really enjoy it. And the peanut butter. Remember, peanut butter. So if you're allergic, do not eat it. Oh, it's so fluffy. So fluffy. This one's still a little hot. The crunchy peanut butter is a good idea. All right, guys. Well, that's it. See you in episode 3.